last year, the install, new coaching staff, everything. Now that that's out of the way and this offense improved itself, certainly, what do you work on with this set of OTAs, other than, the younger guys got to get acclimated, the new guys, but what are you freed up to do more of the OTA and the veterans minicamp?
I think the first thing is we have to continue to get better, and we have to prove to ourselves that we can get better. Because obviously the season didn't end the way we would liked it to have ended. In this time of the year right now, it's all about just assignment football. There's no contact. The physicality is out of football. And it's just about assignments. And we're wanting to see the young guys, incorporated in there. We want to see the veterans just take another step in leadership and just understanding, what we're asking them to do. From a passing standpoint, I think, Trevor and the receivers, tight ends, running backs, just being on the same page. The guys that were here, being on the same page. There shouldn't be any, what I would say, balls on the ground, right? They should be completed at a high percentage. And it's just a matter of, not getting anybody hurt this time of year. You just don't want any setbacks that way, this close to camp.
Last year you saw enough from your veteran players that you ended up giving them mini camp off. What do you have to see from them this go around to kind of for them to earn the right to have that like 2 years in a row?
I mean, it's just my preference, to give them time. I do think that what we do in the offseason matters, especially in training camp in the first part of the season. So, those are all things I take into consideration. But, this veteran group, you got to see, you just got to see the leadership. You got to see the high energy. Obviously great attendance, in a voluntary program, which is great to see, from my standpoint. And, it's just a matter now. It's just assignments. They understand the work. And then, this is why the coaches have been here all off season too, is to come up with new wrinkles and ideas and things. This is the time to implement those things, so that we can get them on film and continue to coach those ideas up.
How far along is the install right now compared to where it was a year ago?
I mean, we're further along because there's a lot of repeat, from the season, and that's the thing that I think in year two and beyond is there's not a lot of change. There are some new wrinkles here and there that we want to see both sides of the ball, but the guys are further along just in their knowledge of the offense and defense, and that part of it. It feels good to the coaching staff, but as a staff too, now we can continue to teach the finer points of routes and coverages and D-line rush techniques, and this is where guys like Trayvon, our rookies a year ago, can take that next step into year two.
I know it's voluntary, but are Tim and Evan here, and were you expecting either of those guys to be here?
Listen, we're going to coach the guys that are here. This is a voluntary program. I understand that, and everybody has things that go on, and it's hard to comment on a voluntary program.
Last time you were up here, you mentioned that as far as the pass rush, you were looking forward to seeing the competition amongst the second and third level guys. But when you look at your frontline guys, you look at Trayvon, you look at Josh. How much motivation do you sense on their part? One going into a contract year, and the other one wanting to do a lot better than he did as a rookie.
Both are in different stages of life, right? But yet both of them, have the same goals and aspirations in mind, and both of them are Josh and Trayvon are hard workers. They're leaders of the team. I think Trayvon taking in year two, developing, more of a pass rush, sort of that repertoire of rushes and moves and things, and then within the scheme, where does he line up, inside, outside, off the ball, wherever it might be, and how well he understands, those things we're asking of him. And in Josh's case, I mean, just continuing to improve and get better, and just hopefully that he's one of the guys that's not here, but but at the same time, he's working, and, we stay in touch with him and make sure that he is working, and when he does come back, that he's ready to go.
As this offseason goes along, would you, if you felt the need to upgrade this pass rush, would you kind of try to nudge Trent and say, hey, I think we need to go get a veteran guy, or
Yeah.
or are you just going to let that?
Well, I mean, listen, we're always trying to improve, whether it's schematically or, positionally or personnel. We're always looking, and it's something that, we'll take a look at, but every roster is pretty much set, at this stage of the game, and so it'd have to be something that, would have to be pretty enticing, I think, to bring somebody onto your roster, which means you'd have to let somebody go, and so that's a hard thing to do.
You talked about assignments and getting guys up to speed. How important are these for getting a guy like Calvin Ridley fully into the fold?
It's important. I've been impressed with him. He's been here. He's been focused, engaged, doing the things we asked him to do, and it's just again, it's just being on the same page with Trevor. He's done a great job in the classroom, been able to take that out to the field and the work he's getting done, and we just want to see that continue. And just continue to develop. We're not game planning or scheming or all that. We're just continuing to install, and he's done a nice job handling all the information.
Last year, when you got here, you talked about developing trust with the team and earning the trust. Now that you've done that, how does that impact what you can do at this time of year from a coaching standpoint?
Yeah, you just lean on the guys. I think they understand me. I understand them. That's why we have such a high percentage of guys that are here. In this type of voluntary, in this world of voluntary off-season program, we have the amount of guys that we do have here. They understand the type of work that we do, and that goes a long way. That goes a long way. Not only just this time of the year, but you get into December and January as we talk, and that's where the trust and sort of that camaraderie come into play, but we're building that foundation. Every year is a different year. Every team's a different year. Last year's done, and it's in the rearview mirror, and we're still trying to establish another team this year, and putting all those pieces together. But that trust factor, I think, in having that in me and them, goes a long way to the reason why I think we have so many people here.
Doug, assuming Cam Robinson is not here, what would that do for guys like Walker Little and even Anton Harrison in terms of giving them a little more opportunity, a little more reps?
It's great for them. And this time of year, we don't have a depth chart. We don't set anything. We're letting everybody work and getting reps all over the place. And even if Cam were here right now, he's hurt. And, he wouldn't be doing a lot of stuff. So it would still be the same situation, right? So great for both those guys. Great for Anton to get all the reps he can, mentally out there. And it'll just put us in a better position heading into camp.
But with Anton, you said you made some guys around. He's still going to stay at right tackle.
He'll stay at the right side. But, he's also played guard and, things of that nature. So this is the time of year to really, I think, experiment, with every position, really. Except quarterback.
Has the league given you guys a timetable on when to expect a ruling on Cam Robinson?
Not yet, but they will, eventually, and we'll deal with it when that time comes.
How has Rayshon Jenkins improved for you? What has he meant to the defense?
Gosh, he's been in a great frame of mind. He's, his leadership, his toughness we saw last year. Just understanding the defense like we talked about, that leadership on the field, I see it, every day that we're out on the grass, and he's one of those guys that you lean on, from my standpoint, and you ask a lot of those guys because they're starters and they're valuable to your team, and he's done a nice job.
You mentioned OTAs being a chance for second-year guys to kind of take on next step. What do you want to see from them to really know that they're on that right track?
Again, just it's more in probably the individual portions of practice where you see them working on different things. Again, we're not in pads. We're just got helmets on during phase 3, and so you limit the amount of contact and collisions out there. But as long as they're working on something and the coaches are helping them develop their talent, those are the things you want to see now, so that when you get to camp, you're not starting over. And then when the pads do come on eventually, what they're working on now will pay off then.
I know Brenton was a little nicked up at rookie minicamp. Is he expected to be full go this week?
Yeah, he's doing great. Those young guys come in, they haven't done a lot. They haven't done any football stuff, and that's why I keep it small and short for them, so they don't have to, doesn't tax them too much. But now that they've been in our system over a week, and with workouts and conditioning and stuff, they just get stronger and better, and he's doing a good job.
It's time for a couple more, and we'll bring
Sure.
the press next.
Trevor said that last year, the effort, the practice, everything you guys did was good enough to get to the divisional round. You want to take it a step further. What are some tangible steps you're seeing from the guys that maybe it's more than what they did a year ago?
Well, I think it falls back to the number of guys that are here, and the commitment that these guys have made to be here. Again, I keep stressing it's a voluntary program, but to see these guys in the building every single day shows me that they want to win, and they want to win here, and I can't let them be a one and done season, right? We have to continue to build on that, and we talked a lot about this last year. Consistency in winning goes a long way, and that's what I'm seeing from the guys and the effort that they're putting in, during the phase 1 and phase 2, and obviously now starting phase 3. So it's great to see everybody. I think that's the first step, and then it's something that it just can't be lip service. We have to go out and prepare and work and put the time in order to be where we want to be.
Have you seen any indications that Devin Lloyd is in a better place in terms of knowing his assignments yet, or is it too early to know?
No, he's done a really nice job. What you're seeing with those second-year players is the confidence they have because they played last year. And again, it goes back to what we're doing schematically. They know the defense, they know the offense, so there's confidence in that. And he's one of the guys that's taken a step in the right direction that way. And he's just going to, the more reps, he's just going to get better and better. And again, I can say the same for Chad and really even Foye, who's just really a second-year player for us. You see the confidence in these guys, out there on the field, and that'll carry over, as we start the season.
And how important was it for you, Doug, looking back, to have such continuity in the coaching staff as you head into these OTAs? We talk about players coming back, but they have the same coaches.
I think it's important. I think it's huge. It's why in going from 16 to 17, I blocked a couple coaches from leaving, so there was continuity in year 2, and times have changed obviously from then, but having the same, guys speaking the same language around the team and their position groups is huge in this second year. And again, it goes back to the trust factor that players have in coaches and coaches ultimately have in players.
Thanks, Doug.
Okay. Thanks, guys.